inspirations, to be honest, it'd have to be, you know, my family, really close friends, and I'd say people I look up to. Definitely have to be, those people that mean a lot to me. Uh, the first person would definitely have to be, Michael Jackson. Being a young kid, seeing him, just move, dance, and first time seeing him do the moonwalk, it was just so amazing. So it definitely started there, and that was about, to be honest, about like 16, 17 years ago. Like I was super young, watching his first videos, and from there, that's when dance started for me. Uh, to be honest, I don't know a specific age, but dance has always been around me. Especially being Angolan, African, and seeing being at these parties and stuff, and just music has always been around me, and just the movement, dancing and all that has always been a part of me, and that's definitely when the dance has started. Just listening to music, the beats, and just moving. That's where it started. Um, there's a lot out there, to be honest, but number one would probably be ASAP. I'm a big fan of his fashion. He can pull off so many different type of styles. He can go from clean street to whatever, and he just puts it well together. He's definitely someone that I look up to the most when it comes to clothing. Same thing as some of my favorite dancers, the twins, Larry and Lauren. They just have incredible fashion style. It is tough, man, because it really takes a lot of focus. So really, I just pay attention to myself. I focus on myself, and I study dance so much. Every time I watch any videos, I honestly just study every movement. I watch Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, the Twins, whoever. What I mean. I just study their moves, really well. So mostly at night, I'd say. At night is where I can really focus on myself. I have time for myself. I'm in bed and just thinking. I think so much better at night. So that's when everything. I like mixing things up. Yes, my original style would be hip hop, but I watch a lot of things on the side, even such thing as ballet, contemporary, jazz, or whatever like that. African dances. I like mixing it up together. It kind of just creates one one dancer that I am today. So I like really mixing my styles up. That helps a lot. I don't like just staying just being one type of dancer. I like mixing things up. Sells the best clothes. I probably have to say, nah, I'm playing. What sells the best clothes? I wouldn't exactly know. I'm not, I haven't really looked that up yet, but I'm a big fan of Zara and Balmain. I like to dress up with their brand a lot, but to be honest, I like to mix things up a lot too. I don't just like wearing Zara from top to bottom. What I mean. So I like mixing things up. Maybe put Zara and Balmain and whatever else together. I like mixing things up a lot with clothes. I balance everything. I really just try my best, like I was saying, focusing on on myself a lot. Like, you know, it's so easy to get distracted these days, especially like, you know, whether it's your phone or television or wherever like that. Like, you know, I honestly try my best to stay off, you know, these stuff. I try my best to not watch too much TV or be on the internet too much, you know, on Twitter and looking at what other people are doing. Like, you know, I just try my best to focus on myself and do me and you know, pursue my dreams. In the next 5 years or so, just being great, you know, making a name for myself, being known all over. 5 years, I'd say Canada, America first, and then eventually just really being global. So just being great, you know, whether it's acting or it's dancing, just making a name for myself for sure. Just getting things started. Yeah.
Would you, so with that being said, would you consider yourself as an ambitious person or competitive person?
For sure. Competitive. I've always been competitive. Like, I mean, you know, growing up as a kid, you always want to win. You know, you always want to be better than whoever you're facing. Like, nobody likes losing, right? So I've always been competitive, and even till this day, to be honest. I don't really try to be too competitive when it comes to dancing, because the way that I try to think of it is I'm my only competition, you know what I mean? I face myself, so I try not to focus on anybody else, like, you know what I mean? So I face myself. That's my only competition. I say not giving up. I feel like a lot of people these days, they start something and things don't happen in weeks, months, or a year or 2 years or so, and they just, you know, give up. But like, people say it all the time, you know, anything's possible if you put your mind into it, or, you know, anything's possible if you don't give up. And like, it's literally true. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't give up and you put in the hard work, and the right things are gonna come to you. Like, you know what I mean? Only you know yourself. Nobody else knows about yourself if you're putting the hard work or not. Like, you know deep down yourself if you're really, you know, whether it's basketball, you're putting up shots late at night, or, you know, you're dancing morning till night. You know, you're acting, you're you know, going through your scripts and, you know, practicing in front of a mirror or whatever like that. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody knows about yourself. So I'd say if you're really just putting in the hard work, you know, things can definitely happen, right? So my biggest advice is just to not give up, and to just, you know, keep continuing what you do.
All right. So with that being said, do you have any like particular challenges that you hope to achieve? Like, let's say, like opening up a district, or starring in your first film, or, you know, short film, or television. Like, any like challenges that you hope to achieve?
For sure. Like right now, I'm doing a lot of theater. You know, mostly on almost every weekend. You know, I just do some theater work, or have scripts that I go through class, and you know, I'm just starting off slowly. I don't want to rush things, you know. So eventually, I want to make my way up on TV, but I want to start on stage first. You know, I feel like that's the right way to do it. You never really want to rush anything, especially if you're so sure that, you know, things are gonna go right, or, you know, I'm so sure of my future because I really put in the hard work into it, and I'm so focused into it. So I'm just thinking, you know, taking things slow. There's no rush to it. So yeah, I'd like to also open up maybe a dance studio. You know, one day. I think that'd be pretty cool. Or else just do something with you know, acting, where I can help young kids or whatever. You know, that'd be at the end of my career though. But you know, for the next 10 to 20 years or whatever, I'd definitely like to just be in a lot of films, I'd say. It's 2017. I don't think I have really any fears anymore. You know, the past year is fear. My fear has always been of not making it. You know what I mean? that's, I feel like that's something a lot of people fear, you know, like what if you don't make it? Like, you know, everybody just has those days where things are not going right, and then you're just like, man, like, what if, you know, I don't make it or whatever. But honestly, like, fear it's not an option to me anymore, you know. So I'm so sure that things are gonna go right. You know, I've had love for dance and acting for, you know, I'd say over, like, you know, almost, well, dance I'd say 15 years, you know, acting about 10 years. So, and I never gave up. So I just know that, you know, things will eventually fall into place. So yeah. Yeah, the number one thing I'd say is definitely just you know, practice your craft and just focus onto it. And a major key I'd say is definitely doing your own thing. Never really, you know, focus on anyone else's opinion and stuff. So just, you know, just be you, do what you want. Never care about what anyone has to say for you. You know what I mean? Like, one thing that I always say to myself is never pay attention to what someone else will say to you, because if you think about it, you know, as an example, a person says that will tell me, like, you know, you're good, but you're not, you know, the best at dance or whatever like that. It's like, to me, like, that person's opinion doesn't carry. It can't ever really like break me down or whatever like that, because at the end of the day, it's like, who is that person to me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that person is no one to me, so I shouldn't really care about what anyone else's opinion really means.